Welcome to our channel, and blessings to you in Christ. We hope this message finds you well. As we journey together, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and stay informed with the latest updates. Please watch this video in its entirety as we explore a powerful and deeply moving message. In the peaceful French countryside, nestled in the heart of St. Pierre's parish, Father Michel Rodrigues' church stood as a beacon of hope and strength. Little did the faithful know that a seemingly ordinary spring morning would become a pivotal moment of spiritual awakening. The church was filled with the gentle scent of blooming wildflowers, mingled with the sacred incense rising from the altar. The sunlight streamed through the stained glass windows, casting a vibrant array of colors across the ancient stone floor. It was a scene of serenity as the faithful gathered for the daily Mass, unaware of the celestial event that was about to unfold. Suddenly, without warning, the atmosphere shifted. A brilliant, overpowering light flooded the church, enveloping everything in its glow. Father Michel, standing at the altar, instinctively shielded his eyes from the dazzling brilliance. The congregation sat frozen, caught between awe and trepidation, unsure of what was happening. In the midst of this divine radiance, a majestic figure emerged, Archangel Michael, the eternal protector and warrior of God's light. His presence was overwhelming, his wings stretching outward with grace and power. His eyes, reflecting ancient wisdom and unfathomable knowledge, gazed down upon Father Michel and the congregation. His face, a blend of celestial beauty and stern wisdom, radiated a sense of divine authority that commanded both reverence and awe. At his side, a blazing sword gleamed, ready to combat the encroaching darkness. In that sacred moment, Archangel Michael spoke directly to Father Michel, delivering a powerful prophecy that would echo through the ages. With a voice that was both soothing and firm, he revealed the coming trials for humanity. A time of profound darkness was approaching, a period where the forces of evil would gain a foothold in the world, led by the influence of Satan. The power of darkness would spread like a storm across nations, and Europe, in particular, would bear the brunt of the suffering to come. Archangel Michael warned that this period would be marked by turmoil, conflict, and suffering. Humanity would face great challenges, as the very foundations of faith and morality would be tested. The message was a call to arms, not in the physical sense, but in a spiritual battle against the forces of evil. Michael's sword was not only a symbol of protection, but also a call for believers to rise, to fortify their hearts and their faith, and to stand strong against the darkness that threatened to engulf the world. Father Michel, deeply moved by this revelation, knelt in awe, knowing that the message from the archangel was a divine warning and a call for action. It was clear that the time for complacency had passed. The faithful were called to unite in prayer, to prepare their spirits, and to embrace the light of God even in the face of overwhelming darkness. This vision, powerful and humbling, serves as a reminder that the trials ahead are not to be faced with fear, but with faith. The words of Archangel Michael are not just a prediction, they are an invitation to become part of the spiritual resistance. A call to prayer, a call to courage, and a call to stand firm in the truth of God's love and protection. As we move forward in these uncertain times, let us hold fast to the faith, trusting that, like Archangel Michael, God will provide the strength and protection needed to overcome any trial. Let us be ever watchful, prayerful, and ready to face whatever challenges may come, knowing that in the end, the light of God will shine through the darkness. A dark force was steadily spreading across the world, slowly eroding the foundations of faith and society. It was a malignant influence that sought to corrupt the very core of human existence, turning hearts and minds away from the divine and towards an abyss of moral decay. This creeping evil threatened to undermine the sanctity of religion, leading to societal collapse, and opening the doors for corruption to infiltrate every institution and government. What was once a world built on trust, order, and virtue was now being drowned in a rising tide of chaos and anarchy. Countries were on the brink of destruction, freedoms were being dismantled, and an all-encompassing darkness was descending upon humanity. Yet, amid these dire warnings, there emerged a beacon of hope. Archangel Michael, the celestial protector, appeared to remind the faithful that there was a way out of the coming storm. His message was clear: prayer, penance, and unwavering faith in God's protection were the weapons that could defy the overwhelming darkness. He called on the devout to unite in spirit and strength, for their collective faith would act as a fortress against the growing evil. The archangel's prophecy was not one of hopelessness but of divine guidance, showing that through spiritual unity, the faithful could hold the line. Father Michel, a humble priest whose life had been devoted to service, was chosen to lead this mission. Elevated from his pastoral duties, he was ordained as the spiritual leader who would guide his flock through the coming trials. Archangel Michael entrusted him with the sacred responsibility of strengthening the faith of those under his care. His task was to teach the profound power of the Immaculate Heart of Mary and to emphasize the vital role of the Rosary as a tool of divine protection. These instruments of faith, coupled with prayer and devotion, would be the bulwarks that could shield believers from the encroaching evil. St. Pierre Church became the spiritual sanctuary for all those seeking refuge from the impending darkness. Word of the celestial apparition spread like wildfire, and soon people from across the world sought solace within the walls of this sacred place. As Father Michel led the faithful with unwavering dedication, the church became a thriving center of hope and spiritual renewal. Every day, the faithful gathered for prayer, participated in holy processions, and devoted themselves to moments of deep introspection. With each act of devotion, the community's bond grew stronger, their collective faith acting as a powerful antidote to the growing chaos outside. Despite the turmoil outside, the parishioners of St. Pierre remained steadfast. The world around them may have been crumbling, but within the sanctuary of their faith, they were resolute. Each prayer was a declaration of defiance against the darkness that sought to engulf them. The strength of their unity and the grace of God sustained them through even the most difficult of times. Their unwavering belief became an indomitable shield against the encroaching chaos, and with every prayer, they pushed back against the tide of corruption that threatened to swallow the world. Then came the turning point. Father Michel received a second vision, one even more profound and urgent than the first. Archangel Michael appeared again, this time with an even stronger message. It was a call to action, a direct instruction that the battle against the dark forces was not just about surviving, but about conquering. The archangel revealed that the enemy was not just a force in the world, but a spiritual battle that had to be fought on every level, within the hearts of individuals, within the walls of communities, and within the very structure of the church itself. As the prophecy of Archangel Michael took root and began to manifest, Father Michel's role became even more critical. The faithful looked to him as their spiritual commander in this divine battle. Through his leadership, they found renewed strength, and their faith grew ever more resilient. The Rosary became their shield, the Immaculate Heart of Mary their banner, and prayer their sword. Together, they formed a united front, determined to safeguard their souls and the sanctity of the world against the dark forces that sought to destroy it. In this time of crisis, the power of faith, unity, and devotion became the key to overcoming the evil that threatened all. It was not simply about surviving the storm, it was about prevailing, about defeating the darkness and reclaiming the light. With Father Michel at the helm and the guidance of Archangel Michael, the community of St. Pierre stood firm, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Through their unshakable faith, they would become the fortress that the world so desperately needed. In a world darkened by a growing malevolent force, Archangel Michael appeared, his divine radiance cutting through the encroaching shadows with an almost palpable intensity. His presence was a beacon of both urgency and solace. He spoke not with fear but with the assurance of unwavering protection, reminding the faithful that celestial forces had always been present, watching over them. He conveyed a sense of profound hope, reinforcing that their combined faith and resolute determination would soon bear fruit in a victory forged through sacrifice and perseverance. As the days unfolded, the sanctuary of St. Pierre became more than just a church. It became a fortress of unwavering spirit, a beacon of hope in a time when despair threatened to consume the world. The ripple effect of its influence spread beyond the church's walls, reaching the hearts of people across the region. The messages of strength, unity, and divine protection inspired others to hold fast to their faith in the face of overwhelming adversity. Every prayer, every recitation of the Rosary, formed an invisible shield around them, a shield that was growing stronger by the day. And with each passing moment, the teachings of the Immaculate Heart of Mary became more than just words. They became the living testament of their unbreakable will, the very foundation of their spiritual armor. St. Pierre had evolved into a living symbol of resistance, an unwavering monument to the power of faith in the face of darkness. But as the trials seemed to stretch into eternity, a divine communication arrived to mark the turning point. Archangel Michael, radiant as ever, proclaimed the coming of a long-foretold victory. The light of good, it was declared, was on the verge of triumphing over the forces of darkness that had long threatened to engulf the world. This was not a victory that would come without cost, but it was a victory that would be earned through endurance, sacrifice, and unwavering belief. The prophecy was more than just a promise, it was a new beginning. For the people of St. Pierre, it marked the start of a fresh chapter in human history, one defined by hope, renewal, and the undeniable proof that good, with its divine backing, would always conquer evil. It was a message that would inspire future generations, reaffirming that no matter how dark the times may become, the forces of good are eternal and unyielding. Father Michel, once a humble pastor, now stood as a leader who had guided his flock through the darkest of times. As he gazed over the community that had grown stronger together, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment and gratitude. Their journey through spiritual trial had not only tested their faith, but had forged an unbreakable bond among them. Once a small parish, the Church of St. Pierre had blossomed into a thriving testament to divine strength, a place where people from all walks of life came seeking solace and spiritual renewal. The world, once shattered by chaos and despair, began to heal. People looked to St. Pierre as a shining example of faith's power to overcome the worst of human suffering. The story of Father Michel and his devoted congregation became a legend, one that would endure through the ages. It would be recounted as a timeless testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the power of collective faith, and the ever-present grace of God. In the years to come, the memory of St. Pierre and Father Michel would serve as a reminder that even in the darkest moments, light prevails. The tale of their steadfast faith would echo through history, inspiring future generations to never surrender to hopelessness, but instead to rise in the strength of belief. Their victory was not merely a historical event. It was a living, breathing testament to the power of God's love, a love that remains unshaken, no matter the trials humanity faces. And so, as we reflect on this extraordinary journey, we are reminded of the power of stories to inspire and uplift. Our shared human experiences of struggle, perseverance, and triumph are not only a part of our collective history, but also a source of strength for the present. May we carry these tales forward as Father Michel did, and may they continue to shine as a beacon of hope and unwavering faith in times of darkness. Thank you for being a part of this exploration. Together, we are reminded that no matter the storm, the light of faith will always lead the way. Until next time, let the stories of courage, faith, and divine grace uplift your heart and spirit.